So, yes, so that's our project. We called it Verdant Alley. As you can, at first, before I start with the project, I want to tell you a bit about the area where we are located. We are in the north of Vienna, in the 21st district. It's on the other side of the Danube, so the city center is on the left side of the Danube, and we're on the east, north and east. And this district used to be a farming district and also for industry. So as you can see on the structure plan, the structures are pretty diverse, and that's typical for that area. Also, there's the big district center here. I hope you can see my mouse. So it's 2.4 kilometers away. That's the main district center, and here you have the underground and train stations and everything. And also what's typical for the big district, that we have these small kind of villages. These villages used to be villages, but they are now little hotspots in that area. So here's our settlement, and it's quite good located here. Yes, so we started to analyze the whole settlement, and we also visited sometimes, and there we found out that the people, it's really nice, it's really green, but there are no people in the streets and no people in the courtyards. There are some empty shops, there is a school nearby, there are big streets with bus stations, but the settlement is really quiet, and there's no interactive space. The people do not interact. So that's what we took, and we said we want to change that. We want to create new neighborhoods. We want to create an interactive settlement. And first of all, we abandoned all the cars from the settlement, so it should be a car-free zone. Of course, you can use the car to deliver something, a washing machine or something else, and all the people, if they cannot walk, or disabled people, of course, they can be brought by car. But in general, we want to abandon all the cars from the settlement. And therefore, we implemented a mobility hub, which I will talk about later. And here, so if you come from the main street, which is here called Siemensstraße, then you just put your car here, and you can take a cargo bike or an e-scooter or whatever, and you can drive to your home. And here you can see pretty good that we invented this strip, this community strip, this community space, where we added different social spots. And so the main idea is to get the people back to social interaction. And I will talk about all these interventions later. Here's the height development. So we have two sort of landmarks, which is the mobility hub. It has 6 floors, and a community center in the heart of the settlement, where actually now the kindergarten is placed right now, but we built up on top of the kindergarten, and so we get the new heart of the settlement. And as you already saw, it's a really green settlement. It's a really green area, but the courtyards, there are no playgrounds, and there's actually there's not a lot to sit or to use there. So we want to increase that situation as well. Here's a little axonometric view. So in yellow, you can see all the interventions we did. We have this big social community strip, and attached we have these different possibilities, you can say. On the site plan, you can see as well what we did. So with a little zoom in, number one is the mobility hub. So you come from from the Siemensstraße, the big street. You put your car in here. On the ground floor, there's a supermarket. There's you can take your bikes or whatever, and on top you can park your car. Number two is co-living in market. There used to be small restaurants or small shops which are not really in use anymore. Some people walk there, but there's not a lot going on. It's not really inviting to go there. So we added something. I will talk about that later as well. Number three is our heart of the settlement, where now the kindergarten is located, but we added a multi-generational center and multi-generational living, so co-living spaces or big units where big families can live, so you can take care of your grandparents, they can take care of the children. So we wanted to build a really social hotspot. And number four is our market, and farming market, where you can grow vegetables or whatever, and you can sell them, and it's a pop-up market. So it can be used for different activities. Some street sections. So as you can see, we want all the surfaces that can be used by car are shared spaces. So there's no pavement, there's no I don't know how to say that, but there's no there are no levels on the street. So you can every user can use the street. Cars, if they need to, pedestrians, and bicycles. So, and now we come to our highlights on this community strip. So again, here's the mobility hub. On the ground floor, you have the entrance for the parking garage, which are on the levels above, and you have a supermarket, and you have this this mobility hub with parcel pickup, with a bike garage, with cargo bikes, an e-scooter, and repair shop, and all of this stuff. Then on the upper floors, you have the parking levels and some co-working spaces. And the roof is used as an active roof, so you can play football or you can do yoga, and it's also active in the way that we want to implement photovoltaics. So the ground floor plans. Yes, so you can see as well here again the supermarket, mobility point, entrance, then the upper floors, and the roof. Then the second hotspot is the co-living in market. So the current situation is that we have these houses with one floor, and here are some shops which are not really used, as I already said, and we wanted to build up and to implement new flats. So here you can see again how we have these different modules, and we build up. So you can you walk in here, and you have the possibility to use the community space, or to walk to the upper level where you have flats. A little atmosphere from our co-living in market. Then we have the dwelling units, which are located in near our heart, our community heart. And we also, as Mario already said, they were really small flat units, and we built up, and we attached balconies, and the ground floor is a community zone with a community kitchen and space for different activities. Here you can see that we wanted to implement different sizes from these flats because everything was really small. But now we do have also big families. We do have people who want to have a bit more space since Corona, and so we try to implement different sizes and different types of flats. So here's one that's a small unit, a middle-sized unit, and a big unit. And every unit has its open space. That was really important. A section through the dwelling units, the 4 dwelling units. So as you can see, we built up and we put photovoltaic on the roofs. Here's a view to the community center. Yes, so the next part is the multi-generational housing. I will go through that really quick because it's, again, they're different type flats. We built 2 houses that can react on different needs of people and different size needs. So on the ground floor, we have an open space, community space, a cafe, and on the upper levels, we have different flat types. The community center has also different functions. That was something really important for us because there's actually not really doctors around there. There's no info point for the inhabitants. There are no event rooms or anything else. So we wanted to create a space where the whole community can go and use whatever they need. So on the ground floor, there's still the kindergarten. We added 2 small things. One is the Generation Cafe, where old people would cook or bake cakes, and so they have something to do and they get a little money, and they are all the time interacting with other people. And on the first floor, we have our connective zone, which has a bridge to the multi-generational housing. We have event rooms and the boulder wall and a new part of the kindergarten. Second floor is our activity zone with a dance room, a fitness room, and you have also access to the roof. Third floor is the health zone. So we have a health center with doctors and physiotherapy, exam rooms, everything around that is around the health. The fourth floor is the focus zone, where we have a library and focus study spaces, workshop rooms, and a reading lounge, because there are schools nearby, but we wanted to create a space where the students can go to work together, to study together. Yes. Here are some floor plans again. So that's the ground floor. We have this existing kindergarten. It's a really interesting shape. Then we added this box with the grocery store and the cafe. On the first floor, we have an event room and the kindergarten part, and the boulder wall that is across 2 levels, and the active roof. Second floor, third floor, and fourth floor. I already talked about that. So here we have these different fitness room or the health center or the library. Last but not least, we have the urban farming and pop-up market, which here are the floor plans. So you can use it as you can use the space to farm, to grow your vegetables, to grow your fruits, and you can also cook them right away, or you can sell them to the community, or you can even teach the children how to grow, how to farm, how to use different materials, how to cultivate everything. And so it's about as all of the project, getting the people together, all the different generations. So that was the hard topic of the project. Yes, the courtyards are, as I already said, they are not really used right now. There are no playgrounds. There are no seating areas. And so we wanted to implement different seating possibilities and interactive spaces and playgrounds. Thank you.
I like very much, I find it's a very fine concept. I like the idea of a mobility hub. But I want to have some more information, details about the landscape concept, the landscape project. It's quite interesting, but could you tell us something more about this?
Yes, so the landscape, well, actually there's a lot of green already in the area, you already know. We wanted to be really sensitive about that. We don't want to change a lot in the landscape, but we want to increase everything we find there. So for the courtyards, for example, we want to put there some farming spots or some places where the people can grow their flowers. They can use the spots for interactive spaces to do yoga or whatever. And for the roads, for the main roads, especially for the pedestrian roads, we want to have the pavement should be something that can take the water, and it's I don't know how to say that, and it's not closed, so everything can be used. So the gray water can be used for the landscape in the settlement again. So there are there's circularity here for the different.
Thank you, Natascha. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
I have a question about the relationship between the shape and the program, because there is a big contrast between these two elements of the project. The program is so articulate and it's really complex and so interesting, and I want to understand what the reason of the shape of the building, because that approach is totally focuses on the program, and I want to understand what is the reaction, what is the idea around the shape of the building, the architectural scale of the project. And I want to understand if that kind of condition is a starting point of the project to have complexity in the program, simplicity in the shape.
So the shapes, we actually didn't really change a lot on the shapes. We only built up. Of course, we implemented these new buildings. So about that shape, so for example, the community center, that shape created because of the kindergarten situation here, ground floor, and on top built we use different sites to use for the settlement. So that actually created this shape, for example. So it fills in the settlement and in the area. I hope that makes a bit of sense.
It's an approach, and it's only it's a way, it's possible. No? It's only to understand the reason and this way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, okay. You're welcome.